What's up, everybody? You probably remember me. I haven't done this in a while, didn't do much videos in a while. But anyway, I just want to tell you a little story. Um, as you may know, I'm a Christian hip hop artist. For those of you who do not know, now you know. I'm also a youth pastor. My name is Gordon Eisroff. Anyway, my stage name is Jabel. But what I want to tell you right now is something very encouraging, well, for me at least, because many of us we feel extremely discouraged at times. Like for me, I remember when I first started doing Christian hip hop, I felt like nobody appreciated what I was doing. When I first released my album, or more like a demo album, is called "The World Is Yours." When I released that album, I think only one person came up to me and said, congratulations on your new release. I was very flattered by this person coming up to me. Happened to be a friend of, well, my mom's friend, and her name is Beth Seal Hunter. I salute to that lady for her encouragement. So anyway, I just want to say, there is a man who was a man of God who came to our church, who was part of a band, Chief Shepherd Band. His name was Peter. He was a drummer, Peter Shikapu, and he was a good guy. I didn't really know him at a personal level, but he was able to encourage you, build you up when you needed it. I remember we lived in Montreal at the time. But anyway, I'm going to go back to 2008 before I go to 2012. Anyway, back in 2008, I believe his son and another young man died on the same night. It was New Year's that evening. I remember prophesying two young men to die that same year, and I had no idea I was prophesying in music. And I said something like this: Gary, report to Melchizedek, just give me your soul, and in return 10% of everything is yours. Anything can happen, even while I go to rap and be clapping. That boy, now we hunting more and more. Souls were condemned all because of your tongue. Then it deal with swords and guns. Anyway, that same year, both those young men died. And I remember thinking to myself, I want to bless this family in a way that I could. I remember putting together almost like a mixtape. I was putting together some songs, and I wanted to, put them in a CD and give it to, Pete, and just to bless him. But for some strange reason, that never happened. But thankfully, in 2008, somewhere in August or September, I released my album, my first album. It was more like a demo album, but I released it. And once I released it, I wanted to, I wanted to bless people, but I never got any validation from people where they would say, I really enjoyed your album, I really enjoyed your music, I really enjoyed the song, nothing. But many years later, fast forward to 6 years later, it's 2012. Thomas Nepos, who wasn't a chief at the time, he hosted a concert that time. And when he hosted that concert, at the end of that concert, I did put my performance as well at that time. Anyway, long story short, the end of that show, guess who comes up to me? Peter, he comes up to me and says, with his wife, and he says, Gord, I really wanted to tell you something. He says, you know that song that you and Bjorn did? I think it's called Everything's New, he says. I just wanted to tell you I was really touched by that song, he says, with tears in his eyes. And I just want to encourage you, he says, to keep doing what you're doing. You never know who you're touching, he says. So that really encouraged me, knowing the fact that I barely had any people come to me and tell me that I'm actually doing something good, for our young people, for the community, people in general who actually love music, So I just wanted to share that, and I'm glad someone had a dream about Pete, that he was wearing a crown, and he was about to enter the kingdom of heaven. And yeah, I'm just happy about that. I'm thankful that I got a chance to talk to him and get to know him a little bit. But we were never like close friends, But that was probably one of the best encouragements I've ever had in my Christian hip hop career. Not many people will come to you, especially in the Cree Nation. Not many people will come to you and encourage you and build you up in that way. But I'm glad that Pete did that to me. So that's why I'm gonna release another album for you guys. So y'all better start listening, because I'm serious about this. I want people to be changed. I don't want me to change people. I want the Spirit of God within me to change people. That's always been my motivation. That's always been my cry. I want people to change. I want people to know Jesus Christ. I want people to receive salvation and work it out in fear and trembling. I want people to know who Jesus is and what Jesus did at the cross. That's always been my cry. So with that being said, God bless. And make sure you cop that new single. It's going to be out very soon. It's called Rapture. All right, you've probably seen the promo videos. Make sure you check it out. God bless.